D-Led, you a little jealous right now?
Yeah.
You're usually best dressed in the room.
Not today.
Not today. Yeah, my wife dresses me, so she wanted this on. But it has a weird feeling right now because anytime you win in this league, you got to be grateful and happy about it. And but I think we all, as professionals, hold ourselves to a standard where we feel like there's plays for each one of us that could have been better, and I feel that way. And so it's an interesting feeling right now. We're thrilled. We're going to enjoy the flight home, but we're all kind of looking at each other like, hey, could you have done this? Could I have done that? And that's just the emotion you feel right now. And I think some of that's to credit Arizona. I thought they played really hard and made it hard and kind of, made it feel muddy and junked up a little bit throughout the game, and they did a good job with that.
How important was that 3-play zip down the field drive?
Yeah.
Y'all needed to do something.
Yeah.
And so forth.
That was kind of the Bijan drive, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it was
41.
throw to Bijan, run to Bijan, pass to Bijan. Yeah. The throw was, I probably got to him a little too quick. If you watch the all-22, Mooney's open. That would have been good to get him the ball. But Bijan made me right, made the guy miss, and then took it a long ways. Really, really good design by our coaching staff, by Zach on the touchdown pass. The way they got him, open to the front pylon like that. Bijan obviously made a great play, but a lot of credit goes to our coaches on some of those red zone designs.
You mentioned the interesting feeling leaving here.
Mm-hmm.
Any part of that, wishing you could have gotten this rolling, just a month earlier?
Well, certainly, I think even like in February, you kind of will think about that too. But right now, kind of more just in the here and now with this day. But it is a good group though too. At the same time, where you felt like it's a resilient group that people aren't pointing fingers, and so when you're in the fourth quarter and it's not all perfect, everybody's responded well. I remember even last week, I made a comment that was less than positive on the sideline, and Jesse Bates came over and said, "Hey, keep your head, like stay positive, stay positive." Like, he wouldn't let me go negative, even though I wanted to, and that's where Jesse is who he is, and so I kind of tucked that away. Like, yeah, Jesse's not going to let me go in the tank. So you kind of felt that again today, late in the game, that someone's going to make a play.
You've been around this league a long time. For a team in a situation to be resilient like that and positive, is this uncommon? Where would you kind of put this in the?
I think when you like Arizona, they've been on a tough run here, but they all played really, really hard today, and you felt that. They faced some tough injuries too, and they stayed resilient. And the next man up mentality, you could feel they had that, and so it's across this league. People are professionals and play hard, and it's going to be a dogfight every week. But there's no doubt that that's true of this group in our locker room. And there's been no let up, since we were out of the playoffs, and didn't expect it to be any different.
Can you walk us through the near touchdown pass to Jake Matthews?
How much time do you have? It was really good design by our coaches. Had repped it in practice many times, and frustrated myself. Until I see the film, I can't give you a great answer, but I felt like maybe my footwork might have taken too long. Maybe I could have gotten out to him quicker. Maybe I could have put it on him more instead of leading him. And then I got hit, so I have no idea kind of what happened after that. But it was pretty soul-crushing to realize we didn't connect, because when you see how open he was and then we didn't connect, it was the sneak touchdown didn't feel nearly as fun after missing him on that one. He had 2,000 yards from scrimmage?
Yeah, it will end the year.
No, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Oh, yeah. No, yeah. That's big time.
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook did it in 2020. He had to miss our last game, and he had like 1950 or something, and he would have gotten 2,000, but he couldn't play in our last game because he had a family member pass. And so I always thought, like, that's a real deal stat. If you're doing 2,000 from scrimmage, you're the real deal. So I was wondering, I never even looked it up. I just assumed, knowing what Dalvin Cook did in 20, I was like, he's got to be close, because I know what Dalvin Cook looked like, and this has to be close. So that's a real deal stat.
Yeah. To that point, we know what everybody knows what Bijan means to this offense, but to your point about this being a real deal stat and how much he has mattered to both the run and the pass, can you speak a little bit to that as well?
Yeah. Well, it's hard to do if you're not healthy. So the fact that he's durable enough to be there for every game to do it is a big deal. Not everybody in this league is that, physically resilient. And then you do have to be someone who can not only contribute usually in the run game, but in the pass game as well. And the fact that he's been able to do that is, it points to that as well. And, you starts to make you wonder, how many times could he do that? Like he has the kind of game that I don't know how many guys have done it repeat, maybe a Marshall Faulk type guy. But, you wonder, could this be something that he can do, moving forward with a 17-game season? I have enough self-awareness to know that that's not the right decision.
Let me show you something else to wear.
Yeah. But that's a nice polo you got, too. Yeah. You're doing what you can, too. Yeah. Okay. All good. Have a great Christmas, guys. We'll maybe see you on Christmas Eve. Thanks.